Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Hi, everybody. Sorry I'm a couple minutes late today. If anyone is with me live, could you please give me a thumbs up or a hey you in the comments to let me know that you can hear me okay? On my end, everything looks okay. I'm going to go ahead and get started with today's Money Monday crypto training. Here we go. Okay, welcome. Hello to all my crypto brothers and sisters. Welcome to another Money Monday crypto training. I'm your host, Kelly Sunshall. And as I mentioned last week, I returned from an amazing trip to Florida on November 10th. And today I'm going to share with you some details of that trip. Next week, I'm starting another exciting and fact-filled 6-week training series on trading. So you don't want to miss that. You'll definitely want to attend my Money Monday trainings for the next several weeks. If you come next week, not next week, because we're going to skip the Thanksgiving. Actually, I think it is next week. I get all my dates mixed up. But just keep checking back with the Money Monday trainings, and you'll find out about the next trading class that I'm going to do for 6 weeks. So today, I'm here to discuss some insider information that I gleaned from the ETHMiami conference, including some very cool blockchain projects. So stay tuned as we deep dive into the world of crypto. All right, let's get started. So you may or may not know, but the event was hosted by the Miami-Dade College in downtown Miami. That was a trip being in Miami. That was my first time there. And it was actually pretty darn nice. The weather was very nice. It was in the low 80s. It was windy quite a bit of the time, but it was very pleasant. Where it wasn't pleasant was inside the conference building. It was freezing cold. I did not know I needed to dress for Arctic weather being indoors when it was so nice outdoors. Now I know. Okay, so here's just a few images from the training. Or from the conference, I'm sorry. That's me sitting up front there, gleaning all the information that I can. And this next image is me sitting with my buddies from the Beacon Mastermind group. And I may have mentioned it a few times. If not, it is a DeFi mastermind group that I've been a part of for many years now. And it is designed to support high net worth individuals. So these are my buddies here all in the front row. Okay, let's talk about some of the cool blockchain projects that I discovered while I was there. This conference was primarily a hackathon. There was I believe there was about 400 total people there, which is really kind of small for a crypto conference. The really, really big one is in Denver every year. They call it ETH Denver, and I do plan on attending that this coming February. So that'll be cool. And there's like thousands of people that go to that conference. So as I said, this conference was primarily a hackathon, which is an event where coders come together to write code for each other and try to win prize money for their projects. Now, I'm not going to have time to go into a great deal of depth for each of these projects, but I will give you enough information so you can do your own research if there's any of these projects that interest you. So first off, you can learn more about the conference and the winning projects as they were defined by ETHMiami on their Twitter page. And that is twitter.com/ETHMiami, ETHMiami. So the project that seemed to have won the most prizes, I got a little confused with how they were giving out the prizes, but the project name that I kept seeing come up the most on the screen was this one called Cello Give. And I don't know if it's called Cello or Cello. I'm going to pronounce it Cello. And if I'm wrong, oh well, somebody can correct me. And interestingly, this project was built on top of a network that I had never heard of, and it is called the Cello Network. Cello, CELO.org is where you can go to learn more about that blockchain. It has some very interesting features, so I recommend checking it out. I'll try to go slow so that you can pause this video as many times as you might need to gather any of these website URLs that I've included here in the slides. So the Cello project, let me back up just a little bit. This project allows anyone to set up Cello smart contracts to manage recurring donations. And it does this via the blockchain. And apparently this is a big deal to be able to set up recurring donations to your favorite nonprofit. So if you want to learn more about that project, I have the link there, and it's Dora Hacks, Dora, D-O-R-A, hacks.io/build 7825, Buildle, B-U-I-D-L. Hopefully you can see that on the screen if you're interested. And I'll tell you a little bit more about the project according to their slides. Cello Give is where regulatory finance meets recurring donations. So apparently there's a lot of red tape that you got to jump through in order to do ongoing recurring donations to make sure they meet all the federal guidelines. So that's one of the hurdles that this project was attempting to overcome. And it says, how do I create a dynamic donation system that is user-friendly while also being lawful? I guess this was a difficult project. They did good. They won, like I thought, 2 or 3 different amounts of money. So kudos to them. And I do believe I posted on my YouTube channel, and if I didn't, I certainly will. The ETHMiami group did a video review of the whole entire conference, so I'll make sure that that's uploaded if anybody's interested. So next up, we have a project called HobbyFlow. So this one won prize money for their creation, and I thought this one was kind of cool. So what is it? HobbyFlow is apparently, they're working on creating an app where you can rent your hobby gear when you're not using it. And I don't know a lot about the project because I unfortunately missed a little bit of their presentation while I was off talking to somebody else. But I did find their app, and you can, I think you can put it on your phone. I think it's available on Android phones, but please go and double check yourself. So the place you can go find out about the app is HobbyFlow, hobby-vercel.app. Hopefully you can see that on the screen. It's a pretty cool looking project. Here's what their app looks like. I love their logo. And it says HobbyFlow peer-to-peer rentals. I think it's a pretty self-explanatory app. How it works, I don't know because I haven't used it yet. If anybody decides to try it out, maybe you could let us know in the group. That would be really cool. All right. Next, we have a project that's called DataC, and this project won 1 ETH. And this round of money being given out was sponsored by a company called CoinRoutes, and I'll talk a little bit about the sponsors at the end of today's presentation. So DataC was another interesting project. DataC is on a mission to revolutionize data access and ownership, especially in the real estate, finance, and healthcare sectors. Now, this is something that should be near and dear to all of our hearts, because our personal data is being utilized all over the internet, with or without our permission, really, and we don't make any money on it for sure. So I'm curious to see where they're going with this project. It says DataC's solution included features like encrypted data streaming, consumer data ownership, dynamic NFTs, ERC20 access tokens for secure data transfer, and robust data storage using Ocean's technology. Now that's a mouthful, and I can't tell you what it all means because I don't know all about all these projects. I'd have to do my own research to learn more. And if you find any of them interesting, I hope you will do some research. So here's what they had to say at the conference. DataC is a platform that allows providers to stream waves of encrypted data sets and AI models to buyers. I don't know exactly what that means, but it does sound interesting. So let's move on to another prize winner. Another one went to a project called NFDeed. And this one was sponsored by Unlock. I'll talk more about them in just a little bit. This project won, it looks like $750. So this project uses another project called Unlock. It's actually more of it's more than just a project now. Unlock is actually a usable platform, but the project uses the Unlock protocol, and it uses another sponsor of this event called Proppy's legal framework. So they used Unlock protocol and Proppy's legal framework. You can learn more about it at their website here, which is also dorahacks.io/Bildl, which is spelled BUIDL/7823. Now, what their presentation said, I just took some pictures of a few of the slides. I didn't want to get into too much of the technical detail in this short presentation, but so it says NFD implements on-chain mortgages with property NFTs as collateral. Now, that statement alone gets my attention as a property owner. You know, we own our house, and I think the real estate market and the mortgage industry needs a huge overhaul, and I would love to see what the blockchain industry can do about that. So this is one project that is attempting to do their part. So to get close to the conclusion of today's training, the last thing I want to mention is about some of the sponsors, because even though they didn't have projects, I found some of the sponsors just as interesting because I had never heard of them before. And they are worth researching and learning about as well as these projects. Now, the sponsors, of course, are much more further along in their development. The projects, you know, a lot of them don't have their own websites and all that, which is why they're on these funky sites called Dora Hacks. But the sponsors are full-fledged businesses, and they are worth looking at. So here's the ones that got my attention. One is called Unlock. Unlock is for memberships and subscriptions. Now, we actually had to use the Unlock protocol in order to get a ticket to go to the ETHMiami conference. So that was how I got to experience the Unlock protocol. You can learn more about them at unlock-protocol.com. And the other one is Proppy. I think that's how you say it, Proppy or Propy, I'm not sure. They are AI and blockchain for real estate. Now, their website is really cool, and they had a conference a few days after the ETHMiami conference ended, and I really wanted to go to that one, but I didn't have time, and they actually ran out of tickets, unfortunately. But if you want to learn more about Proppy, you can go to propy.com/home. It's worth taking a look at seeing what they're doing about real estate on the blockchain. They use AI and blockchain for real estate. And then the last one I want to mention is Coin Routes. I actually met the owner of that company. He's on a few of my pictures, and he's also in the video that I'll upload to YouTube. He is an interesting fellow, and he has a very successful trading platform. His focus is on institutional trading. He says it's institutional for CeFi and DeFi, but when I talked to him at the conference, he made it sound like that it's not just for institutions. And what was interesting to me is the DeFi part that he is adding to his trading platform. So you can go learn more about him and his company at coinroutes.com, coinroutes.com. So, wow, that was a mouthful. That's all I have for you today. I really appreciate anyone who is listening or who will listen to the replay. And please remember to like and share the video to spread the word about the future of finance and crypto to as many people as we can get the word out to. I really appreciate your support and your help in this. I cannot do it all by myself. As always, I hope you'll stay curious, keep learning, share your thoughts or questions about this training or any others in the comments section. I love to get them and I love to answer them. So that's all I have for you tonight. Thank you so much. I'll see you next week. Bye for now.